This is at 8-3, so undefeated today is Matthew Tickal. He's playing against Collins Mullen. Green, red, Aetherix, 4-color right. We'll get you to the game. Right now, Tickal at 4, Collins at 35.
I see.
And Collins with 19 energy. But this is not the whole story. Okay, so Collins Mullen, 2 cards in hand. Matthew Tickal, a Cryptolith right, 2 creatures, 6 lands, 6 cards in hand.
Got a negate in there. Looks like an Eldritch Evolution.
Yeah, this is not done yet. Mockery of Nature looks like it's the card in Tickal's hand. That is the 6/5 for 9 with Emerge that gets rid of an artifact or enchantment. So for Matthew Tickal, we're going to see a swing and an Eldritch Evolution on Pilgrim's Eye. What is he going to give there? He's Thought Knot Seer possible, Cloud Blazer possible. He'll go for Thought Knot. Correction, he tapped, it wasn't on an attack. He tapped it for mana. He does have a Cryptolith right in play. So Thought Knot Seer is the only way he can get into play. He doesn't have colorless mana right now.
Yeah, Cryptolith right is not capable of producing colorless mana.
Collins' hand, and this is a tough choice for Tickal. Emrakul and Kozilek's Return. He'll exile the Emrakul. That leaves Collins with the Return. I guess Return is actually very poor here for Collins. It would kill all of his creatures and none of Tickal's.
Yes.
The flashback on it, very good, but we're not there yet.
And getting rid of that Emrakul makes it so Collins has some work to do to set that up.
Another Reflector Mage from Matthew Tickal will get rid of a Spider. And he will pass. Now, it looks like the last card in Tickal's hand, Cryptolith Right, Mockery of Nature, Negate. We've seen this before. Yesterday, Matthew was able to get into this spot and eventually got outdrawn by in this situation.
And an issue that we saw him have yesterday, it also had to do with being choked on colorless mana. He needs colorless Source plus Eldrazi Displacer, and he can start controlling draw steps.
Yeah, one of the things he may have tried to do is if he can find his one-of copy of Duskwatch Recruiter, it is his best way to really break open this board.
Yes.
His deck makes a ton of mana due to Cryptolith Right. You know, if he were to play the 2-drop, he would draw 3-6 cards off it very easily.
Right. Make it a lot easier to find his combo and just close the game, or at least find a Displacer and start controlling Collins' draws.
Collins, uh-oh, what is this? It's tapping 7. Is this another Emrakul? Did he just draw a replacement one? No, it is World Breaker. Exiling Smuggler's Copter. There's not much that Matthew Tickal can do about this. Yeah, the artifact is gone. And now Matthew will have to deal with a 5/7. He would love to find an Eldrazi Displacer or a Duskwatch Recruiter. That's Attune with the Aether as his draw for the turn. 2 energy.
Expect to see wastes here.
That is exactly what he'll get. Mockery of Nature as a 6/5 is just the wrong size on the board at the moment.
Right. And also the thing about World Breaker is if you just kill it in combat, Collins can sacrifice a land to get it back in his hand and cast it again.
What Matthew would love to have is something like his own World Breaker, something that can block it without killing it.
Right. He really wants to find Eldrazi Displacer, which is basically going to be true in every game you see this deck play.
Negate, Right, and Mockery in Matthew's hand. None of those are going to solve this board. He may just have to chump block the World Breaker for a bit. We go back to Collins.
And Tickal at 4.
Yeah, don't forget that. If he loses too many blockers, Collins can actually just turn the whole team sideways. And here's World Breaker. It attacks.
So I think I would like to see an attack with the Servant of the Conduits, just because if Tickal makes some blocks, then Kozilek's Return starts killing his creatures.
Sure. Tickal chump blocks with a Reflector Mage, plays a basic Swamp. He can just cast this Mockery. That's going to be what he does. He does actually leave up Negate here. Remember, he does have Cryptolith Right in play.
Yep, 2 creatures up to tap here.
So this is just a 6/5. He cast it for the full 9, and there's no artifact or enchantment in play. So this is just a 6/5.
His own Cryptolith Right, luckily it's a May ability.
Right. until past the turn. But World Breaker is just going to be a problem. Two Kozilek's returns on end step.
So this is actually going to go pretty poorly for Collins because of that negate that Tickal has held up here.
Okay, seriously, wait. Oh wow, yeah.
I will let one copy resolve.
Oh, and then he says, do them one at a time. Please play the second one. Oh no, Collins, and he lost all his own mana. This is horrible for him. She's giving away the game, so Tickal negates. Now hold on, if Matthew, I guess he has to chump block the World Breaker.
Yeah, he's not out of the woods yet.
Well, I was gonna say, if he kills World Breaker, Collins can't even buy it back, not reasonably. He doesn't have the mana anymore, he just blew up all his own mana sources.
Tickal was on chump blocking duty with a very large creature, though.
Yeah, a 6/5. I mean, he played a 9-mana chump blocker. Okay, but once we get past that point,
yeah, if he's able to produce a Duskwatch Recruiter right now, Eldrazi Displacer right now, Tickal will be very far ahead.
yeah, either of those cards. I mean, we have seen just how powerful Reflector Mage plus Eldrazi Displacer is.
Yes.
It's not a stretch for it takes very little imagination to see how that wins the game.
I guess World Breaker, though, I would not elect for that line because he only has the one colorless land.
Draws Servant of the Conduit. So, what do you think of Matthew triple blocking World Breaker?
Buys him some time.
Well, Collins,
it's ugly.
but look at this for a second. Can Collins buy back World Breaker? He blew up all his own mana.
He'll need 2 more lands to do it.
Yeah, Matthew plays Servant. He didn't make 2 mana off, 2 energy off Servant. It doesn't really matter. And there's the triple block. Collins will order it so that Thought Not Seer dies, and so does World Breaker. Collins draws a card. It's Vessel of Nascency.
And at this point, Tickal did use that negate. So if Collins is able to produce an Aetherworks Marvel, he has a couple activations in the reserve here.
Yeah, he can actually do all of this right now. So plays Vessel. He could just crack Vessel, play Marvel, just do everything. A draw for Matthew Tickal. And is this Duskwatch Recruiter? It is. This is a huge draw for Matthew Tickal.
Let's see who we can recruit.
He has 3 activations at the ready. And actually, he's going to attack.
The Recruiter can't make mana immediately. It does have to tap itself.
Oh, you're right. He has 8 mana, not 9 mana.
Right, so he just has 2 activations.
I think I was counting the Cryptolith Right as a land. But he attacks for 4. Collins down to 34. Vessel, and this is a big hit here. Will get it for Collins. Harnessed Lightning. There is Emrakul. He finds the promised end.
Still's got some Kozilek's returns in the graveyard. So the way that Tickal gets out of this is by having Eldrazi Displacer in his hand when he gets to have his next turn.
Right. Okay. So what's going to happen here, what you're telling me, is Collins going to cast Emrakul, flashback Kozilek's return, and kill everything.
Yes.
That's pretty great. But if one of these 2 Duskwatch activations finds Eldrazi Displacer, then it doesn't matter. Collins just enough to flash back 8 lands, 5 card types. There we go. And Matthew Tickal on the first hit of 3 finds Eldrazi Displacer. Does it again. Finds Servant of the Conduit. So Displacer is what he needed. And there's no way for Matthew Tickal, for Collins, Collins can't sabotage him here, right?
If Tickal drew Eldritch Evolution, he could cast Displacer, use the evolution to sacrifice it.
Now this is interesting. This is Collins playing Matthew's turn. Matthew drew Reflector Mage. If you're in Collins' spot, do you Reflector Mage your own Emrakul now?
Yeah.
There's another Kozilek's Return in the yard.
Yeah, I do that. I do that thing.
Yeah. That seems good. Sure, I will blow up your guys again. Let's see if Collins agrees. He will have Matthew cast the Displacer. Will he have him cast the Reflector Mage? That we'll decide. Interesting.
So you got to think about, you want to reflect your Emrakul. You can't guarantee that Tickal will cast the Displacer before you have to cast the Emrakul again. He has 34 life. He doesn't have infinite life.
Collins does still have the ability to rebuy World Breaker flash back that second return. It's not, Tickle's not safe here.
Yep.
All right, so he's decided Reflector Mage will be cast. Emrakul will go back in the hand. And he's going to leave Matthew with the other 2 creatures. And then Matthew takes his own turn. So I'll be interested to see how Matthew wants to play this.
If I'm Matthew, I'm not casting Eldrazi Displacer here. And if I was Collins, I would have cast it just to make sure you were able to hit it with the return.
Yeah, here's another Servant to the Conduit, and he'll just say go. Yeah, Tickle agrees. Now, on the unfortunate part for Matthew Tickle is that he lost his Duskwatch Recruiter, and it was possibly his best card here.
Yes.
And so one of. Collins, his hand is Ishkana, Emrakul, something red.
Tickle can find Restoration Gearsmith.
Okay.
However, Tickle's at 4, and Aether Hub can make black mana for this Ishkana.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to change things.
This will at least force him to commit some kind of action. Possibly cast that Eldrazi Displacer, make it vulnerable to the Kozilek's return.
Right. Yeah, I think he has to, right? He has to blink away these spiders.
Yep.
Yeah, going to cast Eldrazi Displacer. You see him carefully not using any of his colorless mana. And if you're Matthew Tickle, you're going to displace 1 spider. He's got 2 colorless sources. So goodbye to 2 spiders. Says go. Hands on head. He's not dead.
Collins doesn't even need these spiders, though. He can just cast Emrakul and Kozilek's return away that Displacer.
Yeah, he has Harnessed Lightning in hand as well. A swing with the 3/5 and the 1/2. No, Matthew's going to have to block.
Yep.
Chump with Servant, block with Reflector Mage. Collins says he accepts, no damage. Here's Emrakul. Is he going to flash back Kozilek's return again? We'll see. Yes. So Emrakul, she stands alone on the board again. Here's Matthew Tickle's turn. Noxious Gearhulk is the draw.
It's a bad time to draw that one.
Now we'll get that one on screen here. Is there enough mana? Can he make it blow up the Reflector Mage? Yes. Yes, and he's going to make Tickle do that.
Can Tickle produce Eldrazi Displacer?
Wait, it doesn't matter that Emrakul's in the hand again. Smuggler's Copter, the draw from Matthew. Collins can buy back. Remember, there's still that World Breaker, and these are both artifacts. Okay, well, Collins is down to 27. Tickle's doing good work. Just a communication question here. We'll let you know just what's happening. Yes, the Smuggler's Copter is in play.
Yeah, not really sure what's happening. Maybe some kind of issue. Did I cast this card? Did I not cast this card? These players are rushing. There's not much time on the clock. I assume it's some small communication thing that happened here.
Yeah, there's a lot of shortcutting. Kozilek's return number 3, the draw for Collins. He after sideboard has a full 4 Kozilek's returns.
Pretty good in this matchup.
It's pretty great, yeah.
Still at 27 life.
With 1 more land here, Collins can buy back and cast all in 1 turn. Okay, so he can cast the Emrakul away immediately. And Collins, you see this play, he's taking Matthew's next turn. He attacks the Smuggler's Copter and forces Matthew to discard the Restoration Gearsmith he had drawn. That's big.
Yeah, won't be able to get back Displacer with that one.
But here is Cloud Blazer from Matthew Tickle. First, we'll swing with Gearhulk. Puts Collins down to 22. Now, you see the Smuggler's Copter's gone. Collins did block it when it attacked.
Something you see Tickle doing there. I mean, obviously the Gearhulk is going to attack. He has time that he has to manage very delicately. Just thinking about casting a spell while they're making sure that combat happens.
Well, he's got Eldritch Evolution. The issue is that Emrakul might kill him. So he needs to figure out a way to not die to it, right?
Yeah, Emrakul certainly threatens to kill him. No Drowner of Hope in the 75. That would be a good one here to tap the Emrakul down. Unfortunately not available.
Cast Cloud Blazer, draws 2, gains 2. Eldritch Evolutions it away.
That is the only Restoration Gearsmith.
He's checking to see if he has. Can he still do anything? And he's not. I don't think so. I think he's just going to take too much damage.
Yeah.
There's an Eldrazi Displacer left in his deck. He doesn't have the mana.
Right.
Oh, he was going for Reflector Mage. I guess that could be his only out, but they might all be gone. Yep, all of them are in the graveyard. There's nothing left to evolve into. The game and match will go to Collins Mullen.
Just actually ran out of stuff.